Good morning, everyone. I'm Javin Sakshi from the Faculty of Education and Methodology and from the Department of Food and Biotechnology. Today, we are going to talk about and study about pest control. So, what is actually a pest? Before studying pest control, we should know what is actually a pest. Pest is an organism that competes with humans, domestic animals, etc., for food and water for their survival. What it actually means is that pest is an organism which competes with humans, is means that it competes with food. They attack on our food and they attack on our water, and it destroys the food and water. And whenever a pest sits on a water or enters into a food, that food and that food we cannot eat, because pest contaminates the food and the water they live in, or whenever they enter into a water or live inside a water or in the food, they make the food poisonous, which is unfavorable for a human body. So what it actually does is they injures the human and domestic animals and structure. There are different kinds of pests. Some of them injures human beings, some of them attacks on domestic animals and feed on their blood, some of them transmit diseases to the humans and to domestic animals, and sometimes they annoys human beings and another domestic animals. Okay, so what is pest control? Pest control refers to the regulation or management of a species defined as a pest, usually because it is perceived to be detrimental to a person's health or infrastructure. What is pest control? It's the regulation or a management which controls the pest. Okay, for because pest spread diseases and discomfort to the humans. So the housekeeping department plays an important role in detecting the presence of pest in or around the establishment or organizing their control or eradication. What housekeeping departments does is it detects where the presence of pest is and they remove the pest from that area, whether it's outside, whether it's establishment, whether it's any home, whether it's any building, whether it's in any company. They provide the services to control the pest. By what they does is they spray pesticides on the pest, because they're specialized in that department, because they're specialized pest control agency under a housekeeper. They under someone's supervision, they do their job and they kill the pest, and they completely eradicate the pest from the that space. So there are different types of pests. First is insects, which is cockroaches, termites, beetles, fleas. Another is arthropods, which are eight-legged animals, for example, mites, ticks, spiders. Another is microbial organisms, for example, bacteria. Bacteria are very dangerous to humans. They are in the food, through water, through food, where the moisture is present. They are present there. If the human beings eat the food, they are going to put their lives on danger. And fourth is weeds, unwanted plants, mollusks, snails, slugs. Sixth is vertebrates, for example, mice, rodents. Okay, so coming to the how you are going to identify and control the pest. What is the identification process of knowing the pest? The physical features of pest. By looking at the physical feature of the pest, how they are looking, how they are behaving, where they are moving, what activity they are playing, where they are hiding. These are the physical features. Means what color are they, how many legs they have, what activity they do. Okay, by characteristics of damage they cause, what damages they are causing to us, to the environment. Okay, where they are hiding, or what's their development cycle, or what's their biology, and what is the goal of the pest management program. Okay, so these are the 4 identification methods through which you can identify the pest. Now, how you're going to control the pest? By prevention, suppression, and eradication. How you're going to prevent? By keeping a pest from becoming a problem. Okay, before a pest develops into a problem, we should eradicate the or we should do a little prevention so that pest cannot enter our house. Before we move into a new house, or whenever we are living inside a house, we should always fumigate, so that fumigate, or call the housekeeping, or call the agencies, pest control agency, so that our woods does not get termites, or we don't, because we don't want to live with the rats, so we want to remove the rats if there is any present. Okay, so what is suppression? Reducing pest numbers or damage to acceptable level. What is suppression? Suppression is when the damage is already done by the pest. How you can control that pest control, or how you can reduce the pest number or damage they have already done. Okay, now eradication. What is eradication? It's destroying an entire pest population. How you can destroy the entire pest population? By fumigation, by using pesticides. Okay, these are the goals through which you can control the pest. And now we are going to study the common pest and their control. What are bed? First is bed bugs. They are usually found in the beds in the Western countries, especially not in Indian, because of lack of sunlight. They happen to be make their home in the beds in the Western countries, including with the people. And what's their nature is, they suck the blood of the humans while they are sleeping. They tend to move inside their bloodstream sometimes, or they what rash they cause rashes on the bed. They cause itchiness on the person's body during their sleep. They are parasitic creatures which feed on the blood of humans and animals. So how you are going to eradicate them? It is necessary to treat the premises thoroughly by fumigation. First, before using something or using your bed, you should fumigate that bed through pest control department. Or you can pour boiling hot water. If you found that you have bugs in your bed, you can pour boiling water onto the bed bugs, because it considered as a temporary solution. Or you can use a thick application of kerosene oil to remove, because it considered as effective against bed bugs. Now we are moving to the silverfish. So what is silverfish? It's actually not a fish, but it looks like a fish because it has a silvery gray body, and it looks like a little fish, but it's not a fish. It's a body like fish, and it feeds on mainly cotton cloths or paper or cellulosic fabrics. So you can find this insect inside the moist areas, or in the clothes, or in your cupboards, or in your rolled clothes, or in the darker places. Okay, so how you can prevent your clothes? By putting sodium fluoride crystals against silverfish, or you can use insecticides to eradicate them. And now the third is cockroaches. These are, everybody knows what are cockroaches. How are cockroaches and what they do? They live in dark places. They hide. They have a tendency to hide in the darker places. And there are two types of species of cockroaches. One is German and another is the Oriental. So the cockroaches are difficult to catch, and so we have to make killer preparations may be used in the infested area. And we can use pest control experts to be called if the infestation persists. If they are still living and laying eggs here and there, you can call the pest control experts. Okay, and you can still maintain your hygiene and sanitation to avoid cockroaches. Okay, the next is mosquitoes. What are mosquitoes? Mosquitoes, they cause transmit disease, for example, malaria, filarial, or yellow fever. And they are used to find in a standstill clean water because they lay their eggs in a clean water, and they form into a lava, then into a thriving, growing adult mosquitoes. We don't want that. So we are going to fill all the pots or the pits which are filled with water. We are going to cover them with the sand, so that we are not leaving any place to grow the mosquitoes. Next is mice and rats. What mice and rats are, these are both carry diseases such as plague and typhoid, and may cause food poisoning even, because they are poisonous. And whenever they enter or eat the food, you should not eat that food which are bitten by the mice and rats, because they cause food poisoning, infection, and jaundice to the humans. How to eradicate them? By feeding them some poisonous things, by trapping them in the box, or by fumigating the place where they live, or to eliminate their food supply and shelter, and live, or you can live in a rat proof building. Okay, and use some ultrasonic devices to catch them. These are the methods you can properly remove them. Okay, now we come, when it comes to flies, these are filthy creatures, dangerous to health because they are food contaminated. No, they contaminate food and cause lots of diseases, for example, typhoid, cholera, dysentery, and so on, because they have diseases on their legs. No, they carry the diseases, germs in their legs and their saliva, and there is one sticky substance to their legs and their mouth, because they transfer saliva to everywhere they land, from one place to another. So they are perfect in spreading the diseases. So you should use fly trappers as much as possible to avoid their presence in your house, or remove all the garbages and dustbins, or use uh, gauze in your house, so that finer gauze in your house, in on the window, so that they do not enter your house and start living with you. Okay, next are ants. Okay, these are also a problem. These insects generally invade in large numbers when they come in search of food, especially sweet substances. They usually attack on sweet substances. They enter through crevices and travel along a definite track in a procession. So how we can eradicate them? They attack on the sweeter things. So how should we avoid them? The ants can be systematically trapped at the point where they enter an establishment. You should put an end where they are coming from. Okay, put an end or find a place where actually their origin is. The moment you stop that place, the all the ants are going to stop. The vulnerable areas must be emptied of food, thoroughly cleaned, and borax, which repels them, spread over the shelves until the ants cease to come and eventually go to find food elsewhere. Okay, if the nest is located, it can be destroyed by placing 2 tablespoons of carbon sulfide at the entrance. What it is saying is that you can put 2 tablespoons of carbon sulfide at the entrance, so to prevent their incoming. Next is termites. These are social insects like ants. They are also called white ants because of their appearance. They look white in color. Okay, how you can eradicate them? Because they have a habit of attacking the wood. Okay, they grow on a wood. So soil should be treated before construction of building with any appropriate termite killer. They present in the soil. Mostly they are present in the soil, and then they reach the woods, whether it is a tree or the other cardboards. They have a tendency to grow or cut the cardboards or cut the wood. Okay, so you can use buildings with appropriate termite killer fluid, or during construction wood should not be allowed to come in within 6 inches of the ground. You should make your ground above uh, 6 inches of the ground, so that termites cannot enter in your home. you should seal all the cracks and crevices, increase of infestation, lightly puncture, kick out holes, and inject an appropriate insecticide to the hole. You can put insecticides into the any puncture or holes in your house so that they do not come into or your enter your house. So this is all about pest control. Hope you have understand. Please comment if if you found any problem. Okay, if you have any questions or queries regarding this topic, I hope you have understood it well. Thank you so much.